Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 19 through 21 of RuYi's Royal Love. So, RuYi has made it. Now that she's a first-class female attendant, she's the lowest-ranked woman in the Empress's little camp. Not that they trust her yet. She lives with Jia so they can keep an eye on her, and all of her maids were personally chosen by Hui, so no doubt they're just spies.
她身边伺候的人尽可以是你安排的人。
But she's made it! The biggest threat to her new position is obviously RuYi, which is why not 5 minutes into joining the harem, RuYi sends poisoned food over to RuYi's palace. It's immediately intercepted by the Empress Dowager. I like to think that RuYi is so new to this that she just went to the kitchen, slipped some money into someone's pocket and said, "Send RuYi some special food, wink wink." And then they went, "Okay, got it, wink wink," and then immediately reported back to the Empress Dowager. So anyway, as the Emperor has been unable to come up with any proof to vindicate RuYi, he decides she has to be sent away. The Empress Dowager puts it really well. Either she's innocent and a lot of people are working together to bring her down, or she's guilty and caused 2 miscarriages. Either way, she's gotta go for there to be peace in the harem. I don't think she thinks RuYi is guilty, this is just the way it's gotta be for now. So RuYi is sent to live in the Cold Palace. The Emperor takes measures to make sure she'll be protected, but that's like being falsely imprisoned but promised great food. You're still gonna be pissed. Poor First Prince is so incredibly distraught.
你胡说，就是你被主求荣，诬陷母亲，你会遭报应的。
When First Prince makes a scene and blames RuYi for betraying RuYi, the Emperor tells him RuYi is no longer his mother and he will be raised by imperial concubine Chun. He tells him never to ask about RuYi again.
带他出去。
Clearly though, he's not really upset with RuYi. He could just as easily have chosen the most highly ranked woman, Hui, who has been asking for this. But instead he chose Chun, who is loyal to RuYi. The usually paranoid Empress is fine with Chun raising the First Prince and in fact prefers her to Hui because Chun doesn't have a strong enough background or ambitious enough temperament to threaten her Empress position. The funny thing about the Empress is she's not really jealous in the basic sense of the word. She doesn't care if other women use up the Emperor's time or have his babies, as long as they aren't a threat to her power. She never even considered harming Yi or Mei when they were pregnant because they had such lowly backgrounds that they could never be a threat to her.
娘娘真的不担心没常在的身孕吗？生母第一届，这贵子还能贵到哪儿去？
And by the way, Sulian is no help. Oh yeah, girl, your life is so hard with all these lives to ruin. You deserve this pampering. You earned it. RuYi gets the official decree that she is stripped of all titles, demoted to a commoner, and is to spend the rest of her days in the Cold Palace.
庶人乌拉那拉氏谨遵圣旨。
Honestly, this drama has this sense of melancholy that is just unmatched. Not just sad, but like completely hopeless. Knowing full well that she's coming back, watching this scene, I still feel like there's no hope for the future. It's really well done. Suoxin and Sanbao want to accompany her, but she tells Sanbao to stay with Hai Lan. I really don't even think she would have let Suoxin accompany her if not for the fact that, like Liu says, RuYi would no doubt find her and make her life a living hell.
以后再也不要跟任何人提起母亲，记不记得？
RuYi goes to see the Emperor for the last time. She asks him simply if this is what he wants, and he says as the Emperor he no longer has that luxury. He drops a bunch of hints that he isn't really giving up on her.
今日午后，朕听了一阙戏文，是墙头马上。
That was the first play that they ever saw together. He makes some vague comments about how much pressure he's under, and RuYi gets it.
就为了皇上这句话，臣妾愿长居冷宫。
But why is he being so cold? Take her to a private room, tell her you trust her, this is all temporary, yada yada. RuYi is such an understanding person. I get that he needs everyone else to believe he's given up on her, but they're obviously in private here. Or even if he suspects that someone is listening in, I'm telling you, these hints are not subtle.
清清白白地与朕相见。
So you're being obvious enough that anyone listening would know that you haven't given up, but cold enough that you're hurting RuYi. It's almost impressive how poorly you handled this. To add insult to injury, the day RuYi leaves for the Cold Palace is also the day for promotion ceremonies. Jia and Mei move up to imperial concubine. Jia because she's pregnant and Mei because everyone feels bad about her miscarriage. And RuYi officially gets her first-class female attendant title.
谢皇上隆恩。
Liu sees RuYi and Suoxin to the Cold Palace and he is heartbroken. Yes, he has a crush on Suoxin, but he also clearly cares so much about RuYi as well. Before he goes, Suoxin returns the hair ornament he gave her.
那我先替你收着，迟早我再还给你。
I'm dead. Why is everyone in this drama so good? Just as I was praising the acting, The first night in the cold palace is ridiculous. I understand that they want us to know that the ladies have lost their mind, but like, do you hear this laughing noise? What? And the acting reminds me of poorly paid extras in a zombie show. So yeah, life in the cold palace sucks. Shitty food, nothing to do. RuYiiii notices that some of the women get better food and she figures she needs to find a way to make money if she wants to make it here. She meets this woman, Imperial Concubine Ji, now Dowager Imperial Concubine Ji since she was the previous emperor's woman.
我当年被太后那个老妖妇害得送到这个鬼地方的时候，我26岁。
Lest you forget, Junhwan made a lot of enemies on her way to the top.
如今我也不过才35岁而已。
Yikes. You'd think Aro in bed with the emperor would be aggravating, but actually, nothing pisses me off more than the way she looks sitting in that chair. She is so infuriatingly smug. With Jas super pregnant, she has been getting her towel flipped every night and is being showered with gifts. Everything worked out for her. And that still doesn't stop her from being absolutely terrible for no reason. Even though Hailan is still higher in status as a noble lady, without RuYiiii she becomes an easy target and Aro is ready to take aim.
这小崽，你做什么？你伺候过皇上几回？皇上还记得你这个人吗？
Unfortunately, it looks like Hailan learned how to be confident when standing up for RuYiiii, but not for herself.
无宠，就是低贱。
I really did want Hailan to be a badass now, but fair enough, change is hard. When the emperor finds out about the slap, he doesn't punish Aro, carrying on the illusion that he has fallen head over heels.
打了别人的脸，自个儿的手也会疼的。
Hui slowly begins to realize getting Aro to this position really was not in her best interest.
臣妾告退。
还疼不疼啊？
At the cold palace, RuYiiii gets used to the hard work. She insists on maintaining her talons though. RuYiiii is still a lady. that was a British accent. Hailan goes to see RuYiiii at the cold palace.
我担心你。
She gives her some clothes and explains the Aro situation. RuYiiii tries to give her some advice, but truly, there's no defending against Aro right now. Still, I'm so happy that they can still see each other even if it is like this.
谁啊？
They get caught by a guard, but luckily he's easygoing. He tells Hailan not to come back, but agrees to be their delivery guy for a small fee.
别让人看见啊！
After Hailan leaves, RuYiiii gets to talking to the guard, YunCheeeeee, and he says he can help her make some money. If they do some embroidery, he will sell it outside of the palace, taking some of the profit, of course.
你得分一半。
我是冒着风险的呀。
They agree to work together. YunCheeeeee is willing to take the risk because of one thing: his girlfriend, a maid, Yanwan. They're both trying to make money and get better positions so they can get married one day. You pretty much have to bribe your way into these positions, giving money to the higher-ups to make sure they assign you to the best palaces. Yanwan wants to work for Jia or Aro since they're the current favorites, but she and YunCheeeee combined only have enough money to get her a job in Chun's palace. I'm sure Hui is at the bottom of the list because she is terrible to her servants. Since First Prince is now living with Chun and needs new maids, she ends up getting put in charge of taking care of him. Meanwhile, the emperor uses Hailan to deliver some plans for RuYiiii to plant in the cold palace and add some color. Which, I mean, thanks dude, how about you just get me out of here? But yeah, I guess this is to show how strong their relationship is because RuYiiii was thinking about planting flowers as well. Whatever. So past the next 6 months. Finally, YunCheeeeee is here! If you thought my love of Hailan was too much, buckle up because I could gush about YunCheeeeee for days. He is my favorite character, and considering how much I love everyone in this drama, that's saying a lot. I appreciate it when they write characters that are nice, but not to the point of being unbelievable. YunCheeeeee is helping them out, but he's not like, oh, no money, I will sleep well at night knowing I could help you two kind ladies. I mean, he's got bills to pay too. Also, I've said it before, but it's so cool how much more detail we get about servant life in this drama. It hadn't occurred to me, but once it was shown, I was like, duh, of course the people in charge of job assignments could be bribed for better positions. Of course the kitchen will send better food if you bribe them. Money makes the world go round, right? And this little romance storyline is nice as well. It's just nice to see the servants as their own people with their own goals and wants and not just extensions of their masters. Till next time, thanks for watching.